Share your love and creativity for baking. Bake more memories with tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder.
Last week on the Taste Master SA, contestants were each allocated a country. Then working in pairs, they created a bake combining the flavors of the two countries. Joining forces for a second time, Molly and Bongani were in trouble when their bake flopped. In the end, it was Max and Damien who impressed the judges and earned themselves a Royal Baking Powder pin.
Welcome back to the kitchen, everyone. The three of you at the back, you can relax. Unfortunately, Maxine has fallen ill, so she won't be joining us. But for the six of you, you'll be baking for your lives in this competition, as today is an elimination challenge, meaning one of you will be going home.
Oh, I'm very nervous for this elimination. I can be proud of myself that I've made it this far, but I don't want to go home yet.
Now for the theme of today's challenge. As we all know, memories play a key ingredient in baking, and today we are asking you to dig deep into your childhood memories and bring them to the present.
The baking trend nostalgia looks at taking a classic from the past and putting on a new twist to it. That's what we'll be doing today.
To get you excited for today's challenge, of course, we have a guest judge. Please welcome food consultant, baker extraordinaire, cookbook author and TV personality, Chart Walraven.
Bakers, hello and lovely to be here. I hope you're really excited. Oh, fantastic.
Contestants, get ready to be inspired by a masterclass with Chart right here in the Taste Master kitchen.
Right, let's have some fun. I'm Chart Walraven, and I get to don many different hats in the food world, from educating people to creating recipes to private chefing. There's a number of things that I get to do, and I just love it. I've been in the industry for 18 years plus, and it all started by growing herbs. I had this great passion for these wonderful fresh flavors. I brought them into the kitchen, and so my cooking career started. The bakers have a challenge of taking something nostalgic and blending it with something new. Don't forget the fundamentals of it, the base platform of what that bake is really all about, but then really push those boundaries and bring it into the 21st century. As a guest judge, well, I have some really high expectations, but what is really important is absolute flavor. Flavor is key, and then we'll start breaking down the technical components. So, welcome to the domain I think we're all familiar with, the kitchen, and we all have these wonderful nostalgia things, and mine is banana bread, absolutely. Now, you're going to be thinking, oh, why are we going really quite simple? Well, let me tell you, it's one of those things in cardinal rules, get the basics right. Really simple things done well actually usually wins you the competition. So to my bananas, I'm going to be taking my sugar. Sugar, actually, like salt, is actually a macerator. It starts drawing the flavor. So I want that intensity of banana and keep a little bit of texture. So we're going to take the macerated now banana and then just pop that straight into there, and we're going to pop our eggs in and then just allow those to have a little mix together. Right, so to that is butter that has been softened back on here. So here we go. We're going to go in with our flour that we're going to put through a sieve, as well as our royal baking powder, and then let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, right? Oh. And then just taking your spatula and start bringing that together. Now, the one thing I love about something like this is there are so many options in terms of adding flavor. I'm gonna actually just take some walnuts and just add those in. This is gonna really add some beautiful texture into your lined baking tin, and that is going to be it. And it's done. That into an oven for an hour, and then the fun's really going to begin.
The tips I'm taking with to the elimination round, it's baking simple things and also concentrating in texture and also in flavor.
All right, so our humble banana loaf done. And as you can see across here, an array of lots of bits and pieces to give you an understanding of start thinking outside of the box. Let's start with a brulee of banana as well. So to start off with, I'm going to take our lovely banana and then taking a little bit of sugar, get a nice even layer on the top. So with any brulee, start from above, evenly start to melt it, and then as it progresses, so you can start going a little bit closer to get it, but you really want to make sure you get a wonderful even caramel sitting on the top there. Done. Taking your banana loaf, and I'm just going to lop the top of this off here, there. But what I've got now is my foundation. So to that, we're going to be taking our caramel, but I've spruced it up with miso. It is a miso caramel. That's really earthy in flavor, lots of body character, what we describe as umami flavor. A little bit of banana fritters. Again, a lovely sort of soft outside, bringing in texture. What we're going to do now is going to pipe a little bit of Swiss meringue.
He's taking such simple ingredients and elevating them to a very high standard. It's beautiful.
Across here, I've got some lovely candied walnuts, again bringing that caramel in. So I've got lots of similar flavors working together. So now we're going to take our bits of brulee here. That's again going to change the color dynamic. And then what I've taken is some kale. Yeah, all right. Oh, a few faces there. Yeah, oh my goodness, kale.
Kale on banana bread. I wouldn't have guessed. Not in my wildest dreams.
And then last but not least, a bit of gold leaf, you know, because we can just sort of be jazzy and things like that. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's a humble banana bread and all sorts of wonderful things.
It looks amazing. Just seeing all of that come together, not knowing what it's supposed to be, incredible.
Come on everybody, grab a fork and come and grab a plate of that.
Who would have thought banana bread can look like this?
I love the taste of the miso caramel. I think that's my favorite part.
I've never thought kale in a banana bread, but all these flavors are just going together perfectly.
It is like nothing I've ever tasted before.
Hello everybody. So guys, you must be dying to find out what your next challenge is. So you would have noticed the beautiful pretty little cart in the back there has 6 cloches, obviously corresponding to the 6 contestants that will be partaking in the next elimination challenge. Beneath each one of those cloches is a very nostalgic item which all of you will have fond memories about from your childhood. So at random, each of you will select a cloche and that will be the ingredient that you will enter your challenge with.
I'm feeling quite nervous this week that I'm in the elimination challenge because everybody's like such a great competitor.
Okay, you guys excited?
Yes.
Okay, at random, Bongani, take the first one. Let's go.
I'm nervous at the same time. I'm happy that I'm the first. Maybe I'll pick a very interesting ingredient.
Ah, Whispers, nice one.
Whispers, a great pick.
Ooh, licorice.
Ooh, I have no idea what to do with licorice. It's such a weird flavor to add in.
Vienna's.
I thought I was making moves by choosing the cloche from a different row. However, I have to work with hot dogs. I don't know what I want to do, but I have to think of something.
There's no wrong answer.
Ooh. Yippee! I got chocolate. I'm gonna make chocolate cake.
Ooh. Ah, Palesa gets popular cheese spread.
Cheese spread, really? I wasn't expecting this at all.
Ooh, gemmerbier, ginger beer.
I love a good ginger beer.
For today's challenge, we want you to create a single serving baked item, which obviously incorporates the nostalgic item that you have been allocated, but breathing new life into it. It shouldn't seem out of place behind the glass counter of any modern patisserie.
I think it's quite difficult because we all have very different ingredients and some of them are a lot harder than others. So it'll be interesting to see how everyone pulls through.
Coming up, inspired by childhood memories, the bottom 6 bake to stay in the competition.
Why not order from your oven? With precision, raise your standards and make it matter. AEG. Challenge the expected. Share your love and creativity for baking. Bake more memories with tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder.
To create your nostalgia masterpiece, you will be given 2 hours to complete the challenge. And just a reminder, this is an elimination challenge, so you're fighting to keep your place in the competition.
I have a lot of people back home cheering me on, looking at me as their representative, my hometown, my family. So I just really want to make them proud.
Are you all ready to bake more memories?
Yes.
Bakers, have fun. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1, get baking!
Woo! The ingredient that I have to work with today is hot dog Viennas, and today what I'll be doing is a play on a hot dog and really try to stay true to what a hot dog is, but I really want to elevate it the way that Chef Chad showed us.
Lesejo, how are you?
We're doing good.
You've got a savoury bake for us
yes,
today,
I have a savoury bake. I'm trying my best to take all the advice you gave us and really spruce up a traditional hot dog.
Oh, a traditional hot dog. Yes. Fan of hot dogs, Fritz?
I'm a man.
Yeah, exactly, indeed. Are you mustard tomato sauce going to go on top?
Both of it.
Both of it as
relish.
Well. Yeah, relish, okay.
Yes.
So what's going in yours?
So I have caramelized onions, I have a pickled cucumber that I've already made, and then I'm also going to make my own tomato relish and a sort of mustard mousse to go with a hot dog.
Oh, I love that bit of intrigue, and we spoke about it in the masterclass.
Yeah, I'm going to really try my best to hero hot dogs in a very fancy way. So I'm not going the traditional way with the bun, I'm making an eclair instead. So choux is going to be my replacement and my redemption for my last choux bake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I got Whispers chocolate. So Whispers, it's a malt then covered with chocolate. So I'm making a chocolate cake with malt filling and also malt buttercream. I've never baked with Whispers before, but you can't miss out with chocolate. So I think it's an easy challenge. My first step in my bake, I'm gonna do the sponge, which is a chocolate sponge. So I'm gonna do a slab and then cut disc, and then I'll build in and making the filling and also the buttercream.
Oh, Bongani, are you really going to be counting those out?
Your hand has
we
one
all
of
allowed
those
to.
while you're at it.
Pleasure.
You have many memories of Whispers?
Where I grew up, we always buy chocolates. In my own language, they say choki. So we'll always buy chocolates.
Okay, so what are you going to serve us chalky style?
So choki style, I'm doing a chocolate cake. So I'm doing a malted filling because the Whispers are malted.
Now, Bongani, tell me, are you going to be able to keep that sort of wonderful combination of the chocolate on the outside and the lovely sort of puff crunch on the inside as well?
Yes, there is a secret.
Well, tell us, we're all friends here. Tell us the secret. Bongani, tell us.
So when I'm staking the cake, I'm going to make a hollow inside the cake, and then I'll put some Whispers in. Yes.
Oh,
then I'll smash the
so one of those celebration
surprise cake.
So when you dig in, there'll be a fountain of goodness. Yes.
I'm still not 100% sure how I feel about licorice, but I'm going to be making it into a tart. I've never baked with licorice before, and I didn't even know it could melt, so we'll see how it goes.
Hello, Molly.
Hello.
You don't have to track far back to reach your nostalgic memories. You're living them right now. But you got a pretty old school product here. Licorice is proper old school.
It is, but it reminds me of my grandpa, so it's fine.
Yeah, that should make sense.
Yeah.
My grandpa as well used to love licorice. I mean, the darker, the deeper. And I remember as kids used to like go and steal a sweet or two, sort of taste and think, oh, this is going to be like really special, and then think absolutely revolting
I was
and get rid of
that
it.
kid.
You say, okay.
So I'm making a tart, and I'm going to do a raspberry and mint jam on the bottom, and then a white chocolate and licorice ganache, and then a licorice caramel on top. So hopefully the white chocolate will balance out that super bitter and salty taste.
And the tartiness of the raspberry should also be very interesting.
Nice combination, interesting, and with a caramel at the top as well. Obviously, the masterclass has inspired a few people.
Yes.
What
That's
you
the point
can
of it,
do.
man.
Well, exactly. Well, there we go. I'm glad to see it sort of ricocheting through the kitchen. Oh, Fifi, lots going on.
I'm making white chocolate sponge cake and chocolate sponge cake. So I'm gonna be putting top cake inside my sponge cake.
Okay. Fantastic.
I'm gonna fill it with caramel, white chocolate cream cheese frosting, and a milk chocolate cream cheese frosting to give it that top cake effect.
Okay.
And then also again top it with all nuts.
Amazing. It sounds like you got a lot going on. Not worried about the time at all?
No.
Okay. And is top cake a chocolate that you ate as a child?
Yes. It reminds me of my primary school days. We used to go on school trips, and then they would buy us mufakho. I don't know if you know what mufakho is.
Mufakos.
Yes. One of the snacks that my dad would buy me that I would look forward to eating would be top egg, and the excitement would be eating the white part first. And down to the chocolate.
You guys were more patient than me. I actually munched the thing.
I am doing a ginger beer infused cheesecake with a ginger biscuit base.
Ginger beer? Oh, I mean, one of those things, you know, you don't like it or don't like it, really.
I love it. Personally, that quetza, when you drink it, you know, you got to block your nose. You have to hold your breath when you drink ginger beer, otherwise it gets you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is your cake or bake going to give us that?
I'm actually using ginger beer in a syrup, so I'm hoping that is going to give that zing.
Very nice. And I see you some ginger powder as well.
So I'm doing a cheesecake and I'm baking the cookies first, the ginger biscuits.
Oh, so you're baking the cookies for the base?
Yes.
Oh, Rizal.
And how are you sort of binding that ginger beer with the cream cheese?
So
in the
I'm
cake?
making like a syrup, and I'm hoping this will give that extra zing.
Okay, so you're going to fold that through
the cream cheese.
So what's your story behind ginger beer? How are you relating this to your childhood memory?
So growing up as an Afrikaans girl, all my omas, my ma, everyone had ginger beer. Big 5 liter in the fridge with the raisins going up and down. So that's my memory. And my mom loves cheesecake as well. So I'm trying to bring the two together.
Oh, lovely. Channeling your mom and the quetta.
Yes,
love it.
I'm Lizelle Solomon. I'm 53 years old and I'm from Alberton. I'm a mom to 3 boys, and then I run a patisserie school called Le Petit, where I teach cooking and baking. What I love most about what I do is when I teach, I'm actually empowering people to use that knowledge to make a difference in their lives. My baking journey started 2016 because here in where I stay there's not high-end bakeries. So you feel like something like a macaron or a red velvet cake. You can't find it. So I started baking and eventually that turned into a business.
I'm very excited that my mom's going to be on TV. I can't wait to watch her. I think she's definitely going to win because she always makes the best macarons and the best pastries.
You know, everyone wants to be acknowledged for their skills and know that you're doing things right. And what better way to do it is to enter a competition.
I got a Parmalat cheese spread, and what I'm going to be doing with it, I'm going to be making choux pastry, cream puffs with a cream cheese filling. I'm starting with my choux pastry because I've never done it before, so I just want to make sure that I am safe with that and get it out of the way.
Alessa, we're catching you here in the thick of things. How are you doing? Are you all right?
I'm not sure about the consistency of my choux pastry.
What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's looking lovely and smooth. I think it looks quite good. You always got your cheese spread in there as well, have you?
Yeah, I've got my cheese spread inside.
Okay, good. And you're happy with your ratios with your eggs and the cheese spread? Because obviously you've got 2 different fats in there.
I'm happy.
And if you get that balance right, it could actually be really, really good and bringing that flavor through, which I think we all have nostalgic memories about cheese spread. Do you have?
I remember back in primary school, my mom would pack like a cheese spread in my lunchbox, so I wouldn't know when she packed it. So opening my lunch tin and seeing the cheese spread, it was always a surprise, and I'd be so excited. When is the day that this cheese spread is going to be?
You knew it was going to be a good day.
Definitely.
I had this one friend that I used to frequent, and my mother couldn't understand because we really didn't gel as people. And she later on found out that it was because they used to make cheese spread salmis at home. So,
tell us, how else do you bring in the flavor through in your bake today?
I'm going to make cheese and whipped cream filling with a bit of chives and ham as well, because I wanted to keep it like a classic sandwich.
Oh my gosh, that speaks to so many good things.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that sort of cheesy goodness.
Thank you very much.
Remember, you at home can also bake more memories by getting involved in this week's viewer competition.
Try your hand at today's challenge. We want to see your nostalgic bake. You can use any of the classic ingredients that we used in today's challenge. Upload it by commenting on the competition post on social media. Use the hashtag #TasteMasterSA. You could win a KitchenAid stand mixer and a Parmalat hamper.
Right, happy baking!
Up next, with so much at stake, the pressure starts getting the better of Palesa and Bongani. Choose Parmalat for better lunches, better dinners and better family time. Parmalat makes life better and better.
Parmalat. This is my melted down licorice. So I managed to melt it down in some water and it's made like a syrup. And I'm going to add that to my white chocolate ganache. I love making tarts. I think that's why I chose it for this one, because it's what I know. So I think it was a good idea.
I'm happy with my sponge because I know it by heart. This recipe comes from my late grandmother and I've done it tweak a little, but it's a very fond recipe that I know by heart. My name is Bongani Matomela. I'm from Kabeja, which is in Eastern Cape. I'm a 32-year-old. My fondest baking memory would be baking with my late grandmother, because the love for cooking and also for baking, I took it from her. So on Sundays we would bake some fresh scones from the oven. Baking for me started at an early age, but seriously it started during the COVID times because I was not working at that time, so I started a home bakery, so I was selling cakes. I use cooking and baking as my therapy. Always when I feel down or emotionally drained, I always go to the kitchen, and after it I always get better.
So elimination feels like home already. I really hope I don't have to be here again. The Parmalat double cream yogurt is going into my cheesecake filling. I find this gives a better creaminess than sour cream, so that's why I'm using it. The actual filling is cream cheese, yogurt, some of that syrup that I've just made with the fresh ginger, and I'm just mixing it all together.
Next, I'm gonna make the fillings. I'm gonna make white chocolate cream cheese frosting and dark chocolate cream cheese frosting. Top deck all the way.
My tomato sauce and caramelized onions are cooking on the stove. It's time for me to make my mustard mousse that will complement the tomato flavor as well as the hot dogs.
I'm using the AEG microwave to melt my chocolate, and it's very powerful microwave. It's taking it easy. What's next now? I'm gonna make my buttercream, which is malted buttercream, and add some melted chocolate, and lastly I will add my malted milk powder, and then it's done.
Contestants, you are halfway through your bake. You've got 1 hour to go.
Keep going.
Woo! Come on, guys.
I'm using my cheese spread to make a filling for my cheese puffs. I'm going to put chives and ham just to keep it as a classic sandwich.
Is it a good time to tell you that I hate licorice? I'm kidding. Kidding.
So out of control.
She was like, and? No. I don't hate it, but it's obviously not a flavor that I gravitate towards in any way.
No, it's like the coriander of the sweet world. It's either you're putting it or not. But I think you've got so many interesting things going for you here. I'm absolutely fascinated.
It's splitting a little bit. Are you not? Are you worried about that?
Very worried. I added a bit of whipped cream. I think I'm going to make another one.
And maybe something like cream cheese is probably a little more stable, and then add a little bit of that at a time and see if it comes back together.
One chance to get this right, otherwise I'm going home. I need to come up with a plan B. So I'm just going to put mascarpone instead of the whipped cream that I used before. My name is Palesa Mudipa. I'm 31 years old and I'm from Bedbogi in the West Rand. I'm a self-taught baker and cake decorator. I also run a company called Incredible Bakes, which specializes in custom-made celebration cakes, cupcakes, and just a range of baked goods. What I love most about what I do is that I get to express my creativity. Baking just makes me happy, and I also love the feeling that I give people when they see the baked goods. My fondest baking memory was when I baked myself a birthday cake. It was like a replica of a hiking boot. And then the brand loved it so much that they gifted me with the original boot. I entered the Tastemaster SA because I just wanted to prove to people that even though I'm self-taught, with determination and patience, you can go very far.
Now I'm busy with my filling, so I'm still whipping the cream, then I'll add the sugar, and then add the finishing touch with the whispers that are crushed. So I'm almost done with my cake.
At the moment, I'm putting some raspberry and mint jam that I made. Then this is my licorice white chocolate ganache that I'm going to be adding to my tarts.
I'm happy with my gingerbread biscuits. It's the base for my cheesecake. Next step is getting my cookies into the pans. When that's cooled down, I'm doing the actual baking of the cheesecake.
I do not bake often with ginger. I have done ginger biscuits, never done a ginger cheesecake, but I like cooking with it. So I do know ginger.
Is it tomato soup, tomato paste?
It smells more like a smear to me.
Hot dog. Oh, so the hot dog rumors are true. So you made a bread roll then?
Also choux.
Oh, it's also choux. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that texture could be fantastic.
Okay.
It comes off, it's going to be...
Look, we got your bake out. Are you happy with them?
I'm happy with them.
Good. And you happy with the size? Or are you bringing them down? Remember what your brief was?
I'm going to bring them down.
I'm very confident with my sponge, but now I just remembered that it's a single serving challenge and I have made a whole cake. But I've got a plan. I'll cut my sponge cake into rings so that they can be single serving.
What's in your syrup?
It's 1 part of sugar and 1 part of water.
Okay, so you're just adding extra moisture.
Yes.
I know you said you're gonna make a whole, but like now I see a square cake or rectangular, so talk me through it.
Yeah. I'm gonna use a cookie cutter, a round cookie cutter, so I'll cut a disc and then stack it.
Oh, so it's a mini.
Yes, it's a mini cake.
They look like they should be in a Halloween movie, but I think they look quite cool. So I'm making just a regular caramel, and then I'm using some of the licorice syrup and I'm adding it into the caramel. I'm slightly worried about if I've done enough for elimination, but hopefully the judges like my flavors.
Happy with the shoes?
Definitely, I'm happy.
Okay, and what do you got sort of frying there quietly?
I'm frying my cheese bread.
Okay, and you're hoping that's going to give you a lovely bit of crunch and texture?
Yes, that's a very important thing. Texture, that's what you mentioned.
Something different?
Yes, that's what I want to see.
Exactly.
Oh, that's looking great so far.
It is. Good bake here and a little bit of intrigue. I love it. Bakers, 30 minutes to go.
Let's go, everybody. Let's go, let's go, let's push.
I pull out my shoes from the oven and they look so beautiful.
You happy with those shoe buttons?
I'm very happy. They're much better than the last ones I made in this kitchen.
That is a massive upgrade.
I have redeemed myself. I'm so happy.
On the side, I see you got your Viennas.
Yes, so I'm doing a play on a Korean corn dog. So I'm gonna have a panko crumbed Vienna deep fried, and that's gonna add a crispy element, and it's gonna sit on top for like height and visual appeal. And then inside the actual choux bun, I have some smoked Viennas that I've blow-torched just to amplify that smoky flavor and just to add bitterness with the little burnt corners.
I mean, she's taking us on a journey. I'm absolutely loving this.
My building is coming very nice, but the thing is, the filling I was making flopped. I think it didn't cool enough, so I had to make another plan. So I'm busy with that. Looking at the time, I'm rushing everything. So, but I think I'll do well. The alternative, I'm going to make a chocolate ganache with whispers. Then I will add some raspberries to fill in the filling.
My cake is still hot, but it's gonna cool off.
If my filling melts, it's gonna be a mess. And I don't have plan B, and time is really not on my side. My first thing is holding. Yippee! I've got this!
My choux pastry is a bit soggy, not what I was hoping for, but I'll put it together and I hope it will work because I don't have time right now.
I was inspired by the production line Chef Charles had when he was making his banana bread, and that's something I'm holding on to with assembling my hot dog today.
You made your own pickle too?
Yes.
Okay, girl.
Despite this being an elimination challenge, I am enjoying myself very much. I just think it's a good day in the kitchen for me.
What are these?
These are fried cheese.
Oh, fried cheese. Oh, I love cheese.
Yes. I was scared that it's going to be runny still. It's just not set, so it's good. It's all baked.
Contestants, final 10 minutes of this challenge. Let's finish up.
Woo! Come on, guys, last stretch, last stretch.
The bake itself, it's not risky because you can never go wrong with chocolate. But when it comes to baking, anything can go wrong because baking is science. The cake has just flopped, but I'm gonna fix it. The cake breaks. Seems like everything is collapsing. I missed the collapsing cakes. But fortunately enough, I've left some sponge and cut another disc.
Bakers, 1 minute to go.
Let's go, let's go.
Woo! I look on top of the stove. Nuts. I didn't dip my nuts into chocolate. But Zola is giving me an idea to crush the nuts and just drizzle them on top of my dessert.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up, everybody. Step away from your bakes. Well done.
I'm just okay with what I've managed to put up. I'm exhausted. I've been nervous the whole time. This day must just end.
I'm happy that the cook is over. I haven't tasted everything together, so I'm hoping that the flavors do work well with one another.
I'm feeling much disappointed because this is not what I wanted, but unfortunately, it is what it is.
I'm really excited about my cheesecakes. I think you can really taste the ginger beer.
I'm a little bit worried that I didn't get the flavor right, but hopefully I did.
I'm just a bit overwhelmed because this is not what I envisioned, but I think the taste is what can save me.
Still to come, will Palesa's flavour save the bake and keep her safe from elimination?
Share your love and creativity for baking. Bake more memories with tried and trusted Royal Baking Powder.
Wow, judges. So, I mean, the vibe in the kitchen definitely changed here at the end. The intensity was tangible.
Yeah, in a drastic way. I mean, we were all smiles, telling nostalgic stories, and then suddenly, an hour to go, the mood dropped.
Yeah.
And I think the realization that this is an elimination challenge finally dawned on them.
But hey, I think we've got a great selection of bakes to try.
We do.
Let's bring it on.
Let's.
I definitely hope the judges are gonna love this. I hope they believe it's cheesy. Hello, judges.
Palesa, you had a bit of an emotional ending to the bake.
I think I was feeling a bit overwhelmed. I mean, it's my first time making choux pastry.
We spoke about your choux earlier on, about that ratio, and somehow for first time I'll commend you. Well done, because it's a great effort to get such a good choux out.
I can smell the cheese.
Oh, yes.
Already. I love cheese, so I'm excited. Palesa, for me, this is cheesy heaven. I love it. And I was skeptical because I thought that much cheese spread, but it isn't cheese spread, it's your cheese spread, which gave me all the joy. For a first attempt at choux pastry, I think you did really well. Next time when you do it, try to dry them out a little bit more. The nugget of fried cheese took me to a cheese place that I want to live in.
Yeah, I think, as you say, it's that, cheese heaven. It really is. I'd like a little bit more freshness with it, a little bit more of the chili flakes maybe through, or some more chives to really just elevate it onto a completely other level. But overall, well done.
Thank you very much.
And spot on to the brief. I mean, you took your classic ingredient and you elevated it in so many different ways. And for that, I commend you. Job very well done.
Walking to the judges, I'm wondering if the texture will be okay and that my flavor will come through in everything.
Lizelle, baie dankie, dit lyk baie oulik. Is there anything that happened today that kind of like rocked your boat a little bit, or is this what you set out to do?
There's one thing that I'm worried about a bit is the texture of the cheesecake, because the cream cheese was not room temperature. And then it makes little lumps.
Okay. We'll also have to see.
Right, let's get stuck in.
Sure, Lizelle, the flavor is great. You really elevated the ginger beer flavor. The combinations of the pear, the texture of the crust, the actual cheesecake texture can be better, but there's still a smoothness to it.
Yeah, I think that flavor profile you've really hit beautifully. There's this wonderful little nuance of that ginger that you've put into there from steeping down in that syrup.
The first question I asked you was it going to give me that sensation of kwetsa when you drink ginger beer? And absolutely it did. It literally took I was like, whoa! I inhaled and I was like, oh, that is ginger beer. You, my dear, can make unbelievable ginger cookies. Those are delicious. I saw some extras. Put them in a box. I'm taking them home. I think that you did very well and should be proud of that.
Thanks so much.
Walking my bake to the judges, I'm just hoping I don't drop any of these hot dogs, but I am nervous. I'm keen to see what they'll think about the taste.
This looks great. This looks so much fun. How happy are you with what you're presenting today?
I'm very happy with what I've presented today, and it's something that really expresses my creativity at its peak.
And I can honestly say I have never seen anything like this. So that alone should make you really, really proud. So let's hope it tastes as wonderful as it looks.
Yum! Golly gosh, it is so delicious. It is the complete experience of a hot dog. I love the texture component that you brought with the corn dog style effect. I thought that was ingenious. In terms of brief followed, I think you've done excellently. So, well done.
Thank you.
That shoes this beautiful vessel that inside is cradling this wonderful sort of smoky, tomatoey, sweet note with a beautiful acidity. Oh, texture, you got just so much going on. It was really full of flavor.
Not only does it look great, but the individual components that you created that all work so well together to give us something really new and innovative, but also really something familiar. All I have to say, the famous words of Fritz, yum. Thank you, Lesego.
Thank you.
I'm very stressed because now there's nothing I can do because the baking time is over. I can only hope for nothing but the best.
Bongani, this bake looks considerably different to the one that I saw you working on. So what happened?
The cake I was working on flopped. The sponge breaked because the sponge is soft. So I had to do another plan quickly.
Okay, just the honest.
Bongani, the texture of your sponge is delicious. It's lovely and moist. It's crumbly. For me, your frosting, I know this was your second attempt because the other one went wrong, but I'm afraid this one also went wrong. It's got a very gritty, grainy texture. I think the malt flavor is kind of lost. I get a lot of chocolate, absolutely, but it doesn't say to me, oh, this is a Whispers experience, unless I bite into an actual Whisper, and that sort of isn't exactly what the challenge was all about. It's about elevating and using and reimagining that particular flavor.
I think the icing, although I know technically it's actually incorrect and it's granular, I think it's actually played to advantage because it's giving me that sort of connotation of a Whisper on the inside, that sort of little bit of a crunch. So that's, I believe it's worked in your favor. It needs more raspberry to elevate the freshness. So you've brought a few flavors together, but I think flavors that just not really singing in a beautiful harmony. But good attempt and well rescued.
This is not your best work, and you know this.
I'm very nervous. I really want to impress Chef Chart, so I'm a bit more nervous about that, but hopefully I can pull through.
Well, Molly, have you achieved what you set out to achieve from the beginning of the bake?
I have. I'm a bit nervous about the flavors, but hopefully they're good enough.
I'm super excited. I think you've gone out of your comfort zone and put a few things together that might just move us emotionally. So excited to taste your bake. Thank you.
Intriguing combination. That raspberry certainly sings. I then have this beautiful caramel and then no licorice. But the beauty of it, it sings through later on, which I think is one of those sort of aniseed notes coming through much later. I can't say it's the complete hero, but it's got a wonderful freshness, wonderful bit of intrigue to it all.
The licorice is lost for me. I do appreciate that it's sort of a subtle flavor at the end, but yeah, it's not the hero for me. I enjoyed the texture of your pastry. Even that stickiness that licorice gave, it didn't offend me like I thought it would, because you know, it's like that sticky texture is usually like, I don't know what that's about, but it actually worked because this entire bake is actually very intriguing. Yeah, I just wish licorice was more prominent.
I think she's done a hell of a job in kind of taming it.
True.
You know, I think there was like this risk of, okay, it's going to completely dominate. I'm extremely intrigued. Would I buy this continuously? Not necessarily, but the intrigue makes me want to take just one more bite and another bite. And for me, that was the purpose. A lot of positives here. Well done.
Thank you so much.
I'm tired as I carry this cake to the judges. I just can't wait for them to taste my cake, and this day must just end.
Fifi, you've literally taken top deck and duplicated, which is wonderful. Tell us, how do you feel after your bake?
I feel okay. I'm not really that confident with my bake. I had forgotten that it was a single serving challenge, and I did the whole cake.
Okay, so you couldn't translate all those things that you had for your initial cake
No,
onto your small one?
I couldn't. It was a long bake.
You're just exhausted. Okay, put her out of her misery. Let's taste. Let's taste.
Fifi, a great classical bake, wonderful sponge. I just find it maybe a little too safe.
You mentioned that you're most proud of your sponges, and tick on all fronts. The texture, the crumb, the flavor, all of it really does hit the mark. I love the combination of the chocolate with the caramel. I thought that flavor sensation was great. I love the addition of the nuts. I think that it needed more. It needed more texture. I think you executed the bake really well. I just wonder if it was imaginative enough.
I can't add anything to that. The bake is perfect. The innovation is lacking, but a very enjoyable execution. We'd love to see more from you.
Okay.
Remember, you at home can also bake more memories by getting involved in this week's viewer competition.
Try your hand at today's challenge. We want to see your nostalgic bake. You can use any of the classic ingredients that were used in today's challenge. Upload it by commenting on the competition post on social media. Use the hashtag #TheTasteMasterSA. You could win a KitchenAid stand mixer and a Pamela tamper.
Right, happy baking!
Contestants, well done and congratulations on completing this challenge. Everybody presented a bake, and I have to say, I am loving the creativity and the focus and the intensity in here, so well done and congratulations.
If I call your name, please take a step forward. Bongani, please step forward.
I'm feeling very stressed. I know I didn't do well, so I'll hear the verdict.
Fifi, please step forward.
I'm very disappointed at myself right now. I didn't think I'd be in the bottom two. I'm a bit worried that I might be going home.
Today's challenge was all about innovation and creativity. We wanted you to take a nostalgic flavor and taste and bring it to modern times and show us something different. The four of you at the back ticked all those boxes. So you are safe, and we will see you at the next bake. Well done.
Congratulations to the four of you, but to the two of you, unfortunately, one of you will be going home. Both of you were giving a very interesting and usable ingredient in today's challenge. The stage was set, but unfortunately both of you played it very safe. You're both excellent bakers, this we know, but this is a stage of the competition and the theme was to innovate and to recreate. And both of you have fallen short. The next person to leave the Taste Master kitchen is Bongani. Bongani, you may hang up your apron and leave the kitchen. Thank you.
I'm feeling very disappointed, but at the same time, I'm going to use this as a stepping stone because I've learned a lot. So I think I'll use all the things I've learned in the master classes going forward. It's been a great, great experience, and I've made a lot of friends.
It's sad to see him go, but I'm very happy that I'm safe.
So this competition is intensifying, that's very clear. The rest of you will see you in the next challenge.
It is time to pull up my socks. I think I've been a bit relaxed. Things are getting real now.
Next week, it's chaos in the kitchen as contestants create their most ambitious bakes yet. And congratulations to Selene Govender, the viewer winner of the KitchenAid stand mixer plus Parmalat hamper for her sticky toffee apple and cinnamon pudding served with delicious Parmalat custard.
Another feel-good production.